The person having the greatest number of votes for president shall be the president. If such number be a majority of the whole number of electors appointed, and if no person have such majority, then from the persons having the highest numbers, not excluding 3 on the list of those voted for as president, the House of Representatives shall choose immediately by ballot the president. Hi everyone, and welcome to today's episode of Facts about the Presidents of the United States. Today's episode is about John Quincy Adams. And he is a Democratic Republican, once again, just like how we discussed the last, 4 episodes? Yeah, something like that. Has nothing to do with Democrats, has nothing to do with Republicans, but, it's its own political party from 1825 to 1829. So, we have, let's see here, we have... Oh, stop, you son of a bitch. We have 6 facts for you. Stop! God, I hate this phone. But anyways, something in my eye. So, 6 facts, and we're going to start them right now. Number 1. He predicted that if a civil war broke out, the president could use his war powers to abolish slavery. Basically, he actually predicted Abraham Lincoln's Emancipation Proclamation, I think 30-some years earlier, because I do believe that Lincoln was alive when he was president, if I remember correctly. But yeah, as we all know, Lincoln's Emancipation Proclamation was in 1863, which guaranteed the freedom of, and well, actually guaranteed the abolishment of slavery. But as we all know, it actually happened a couple weeks ago, actually. 100 years later, in 1963, was Martin Luther King's "I Have a Dream" speech in Washington D.C. right at the steps of the Lincoln Memorial, and I believe there was over 250,000 people at that. Number 2, he began writing a journal in 1779. When he died, he had 50 volumes of first-hand accounts of the formation of the early years of the United States. Yep. He literally wrote about the country during the halfway parts of the war, all the way to when he died, literally. And, yeah, pretty cool. Number 3. This one might be a little bit depressing, but it depends on how you take it. Adams was quiet, liked to read, and may have suffered from depression. Yeah. They say he was short and pudgy just like his dad was, which I didn't want to say until now, but John Quincy Adams' father is the second president, John Adams. That's right. Most of you probably already knew that, but for those that didn't, congratulations. You learned something. Number 4. He married his wife Louisa in London. Yeah. Which is pretty interesting, actually. I thought it was. Number 5. The campaigns of John Quincy Adams and Andrew Jackson, were really ugly in 1824 and 1828. He refused, and I quote, refused to attend Jackson's inauguration and was one of 3 presidents to not be present at his successor's inauguration. His father was even the same way. When John Adams lost the presidency in 1800 to Thomas Jefferson, he refused to go to Thomas Jefferson's inauguration. But, since Adams lost to Andrew Jackson in 1828, which was a very, very brutal campaign. Like, it was probably the worst campaign in American history. And, yeah, it was bad. We'll talk more about that probably in the next episode. And number 6. He loved science and saw it as an important future for the United States. Yep. When he was a child, he really, really loved physics. And, he was an interesting person. So, that's all I got for today. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned, because tomorrow is Andrew Jackson, and we'll start up on the Jackass soon. And if the House of Representatives shall not choose a president whenever the right of choice shall devolve upon them before the 4th day of March next following, then the vice president shall act as president, as in the case of the death or other constitutional disability of the president. We miss you, George.